As you can see, we woke up to a lot of snow this morning. It was bone dry when we got here, and we woke up to like 5 or 6 inches of snow. We're headed to New Mexico to hunt late season rutting archery mule deer. So super pumped, but hopefully we can get through all this snow without any issues and start hunting tonight. So let's go get it. I'm looking too far out. Well, out here on the first morning of hunting, and got 3 bucks and a doe so far. Just trying to get a closer look, see what they are. That bigger buck must have went back into that cut or something. I can only see the doe and the 3-point. Oh.
On the...
Oh, I'm getting it. She is getting after him.
Yeah, she's mad at him. And here she comes.
He's not super old, but he does have some age to him for sure. It's a bull. Would be my guess. This place is freaking cool. Smashed her. Well guys, as you can see, it's a little bit windy out here. It's evening 4 out here on this archery hunt, and we had a crazy windstorm, dust storm roll in. You can't really even see anything, and the wind's blowing like crazy. So we're trying to decide what to do. Probably just gonna cruise around and see if we see anything moving, which I doubt we will, but yeah, that's the update for day 4, and we'll get back after it tomorrow. There's a bunch more wind forecasted tomorrow, but after that the forecast looks pretty good, so fingers crossed we can find us a big old buck. Well guys, it's the next day. Still pretty dang windy. Wind kept us up all night, like 25-30 mile an hour winds just banging against the house. But anyways, we didn't think the hunting would be up to much today, but so far the bucks have been rutting like crazy. We haven't seen a buck in about an hour, but we've already had 2 pretty sweet bucks within 30-40 yards of us. And yeah, we're just driving around cruising. Like I said earlier, this hunt's way different than anything we usually do. It's lots of driving, lots of glassing. So we've just been cruising these road systems and seeing lots of cool bucks. But yeah, having an absolute blast and just sorting through bucks, and doesn't get much better. Keep sorting until we find one that gets me excited. It's still fairly early in the hunt. It's day 5 of a 15-day hunt. So yeah, we'll see what we find. All right guys, well, we just caught a glimpse of a buck. There's like 4 bucks and 3 does up this canyon. He looked pretty wide. Never could see front forks, but looked heavy and had a really big body. So got the bow out, and I'm actually gonna try to sneak up this ridge and get a closer look. My wind is swirling a lot, lots of clouds in the sky, but anyways, I'm gonna just see if we can get a closer look, and if we like him, we may try to shoot him. If not, we'll keep looking, but let's get after it. From this buck, from what I can tell, I'm probably gonna pass on him and just try to get some really cool footage of him, but he's bedded right there, has no idea I'm here. So check this out, he's a sweet buck. I may change my mind, but as of right now, I think I'm gonna pass. This is freaking awesome. He's right there, has no idea I'm here. I just noticed he has a Droptine. I noticed he had a Droptine. I snuck around here, got crazy busy trying to set up the camera. Made a quick shot, it's like 55 yards, and shot right under him. 55 yards and shot right under him. Alright guys, well, as you saw, the arrow is looking real good, and actually grazed his brisket. I only know this because I watched him run off. You could see a little tiny bit of blood running down his leg, but sat and watched him rut the does for about another hour. Totally fine. I ended up grunting the whole herd back to me. Besides him, he hovered at about 85 to 100 yards, and it's just entirely too windy today to make that shot. But they went up over this little saddle, and I'm just easing my way up there to see if I can get eyes on him again. Being an idiot, I should have shot him at 24 yards, but I didn't know he had that Droptine, and in my mind I wasn't quite ready to be done hunting rutting bucks yet. But once I saw that Droptine, he busted me shortly after, and I drew and stood, and he just bolted out. But then I got the shot once he ran down the hill and stopped. But he's hot on some does, so he's not quite sure what happened, and we're gonna move along and see if we can get back on him. just got done with the morning hunt. Saw quite a few bucks running around, and met up with Jordan. We hunted the first 2 days with him, but between me and Nicole, we have drawn, I think, 4 tags now in New Mexico through this guy. So this is Jordan with the draw, and I'm gonna let him kind of tell you about what he does. So
yeah, I think your guys' story, you and Nicole's, is like one of the, it's like a great example of just a very, to us, you know, just like almost everybody, just a random phone call, just called and was like, hey, I'm interested in New Mexico. You guys are based there. What can you do? And I think what you guys found is what a lot of people find when they first call and reach out to us, is that our program, if you will, around the New Mexico draw is definitely a unique situation, because better odds and try harder in New Mexico is very much being in that guided pool, right? But being in the but going on a guided hunt isn't necessarily exactly what everyone's dreaming of or have a budget for or anything like that. And so the first thing that we talk about is that it doesn't, even when you're in the guided pool, you don't have to commit to some full blown expensive type experience. New Mexico, just like this hunt, as long as you're with a licensed guide who works under a licensed outfitter for 2 days, the first 2 days of the hunt, now you're fair game. Yeah, so this is a 15-day season. We jump in for 2 days, take care of the legalities, and you guys are on your own, doing your own thing, having a great time. But really the biggest part of that is taking advantage of the guided pool and the better odds with it. And then the second part with us that's very unique to any other situation you're going to find is that you are applying through an outfitter, but you're not committing to going with that outfitter. We go through all of the contractual obligations to make sure it's legal during the application process, but then you still have all of your options available once the tag is drawn to decide who's actually the best for that hunt that you've drawn. It's really just a service to make sure you're taking full advantage of those drawing odds, and you guys, that's worked out super well.
Since we found him, Nicole drew an incredible elk hunt and killed a giant bull, which you've probably seen on the channel. I killed a great bull that same year. And then I drew another elk tag the following year. Now I'm on this deer tag. So yeah,
It's
pile of tags.
It's fun.
Things are working out. So how does someone get in contact with you guys to get set up?
You just go to our .com, thedraw.com, and you're gonna see 2 big buttons right on that screen. One says find a hunt, and then the other one says apply for hunts today. If you go into apply for hunts today, it's gonna ask you for a little bit of information. You hit submit, and a consultant will be in touch with you shortly to kind of start working through all of your goals and what you're trying to accomplish.
Definitely reach out to this guy. And
Back to the hunt.
back to the hunt.
Let's go kill a deer.
Big buck.
Yeah, let's go kill a deer.
See what he's got. If you tell me to go hunt him, I will right now.
He's not very heavy though, and his horns is the problem. He's limping.
We just saw a pretty decent buck chasing a doe around across, and we're just going and trying to get a better look at him. Not for sure if he's a shooter, but he's a nice 4-point. So let's go see if we can get closer. He was moving fast, so he may be long gone. That was pretty sweet. We got within maybe 150 yards of that buck, but he's just cruising looking for does. But pretty sweet 4-point. Probably something we're not quite ready to shoot anyways, or getting too serious about. So I think we're gonna head back and cover some more country and see what else we can see. Sure enough, there he is. But I called Nicole, and she's on her way up in here to bring me some stuff, and I'm just keeping an eye on him and seeing what he does. So he's in that upper little tree, and he's got a doe down at this tree. That wash goes right under him. I think it would be like 80 yards. Or I can get on the backside of that ridge, get to those cliffs, and try to shoot down. But that could be a little further. I'm just kind of seeing what he does. Only 218 yards. Where'd those two go? But we're coming down. I gotta go. You need to run this. We need to get it's on it right now. Well, I busted that buck at about 65 yards. Too much brush in between me and him to shoot, but got super close, and probably gonna work back down this ridge and go grab some lunch and regroup tonight. I think Nicole is going to sit down here and glass from a distance, and I'm gonna hike in and see if I can see him back in there. There's a couple big like basins, if you want to call them, desert basins up here, that he's going to be in one of them. So that's the plan for now. Guys, wind's blowing like 40, 50 miles an hour. 35, 40 at least. But I'm going to peek up in here, see if we can find that buck. Probably won't see anything, but let's see what happens. It's crazy. Alright guys, well, it's the next morning. Got our buddy Connor here. Drove 12 hours last night, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, more than that, but
14 almost.
came to help spot and film and hang out and have fun. Been in Africa the last 2 years.
Yeah, this is the first mule deer hunting in a long time. We're still getting dialed in. There's a doe.
Yeah, he can't see any deer,
I can't see any deer.
we'll get him dialed in.
Yeah,
He usually can.
Oh, there's a buck.
You found a buck.
Just so my scope is on a buck right now. That's crazy. Almost two. It's a doe.
It's a doe.
But there's another deer right underneath it.
Connor just glassed up this group of deer and we saw a buck cruising out. Looks like a stud. He's got a 4 on the right and he's broken off on the beam on the left, but he's got a big old body and he's the best buck we've seen this whole time, so he's definitely got some age on him. Haven't seen too many mature bucks here, but he's one for sure.
We were just glassing. Connor turned up a sweet buck. He's a big 4 on one side and then broke on the other side, but still a 3. But he's cruising along this point, so we're gonna haul butt up this wash and try to cut him off. He's just cruising for does. The buck ended up being higher on the hill than we realized. And I think maybe a combination of us and something else, he actually went up and over the hill. And so we can't see him now, so we're gonna have to regroup and see if we can turn him back up and make another play on him or go find another buck. So pretty fun regardless. Seen the big buck again. Nicole hasn't seen him either for probably 5-10 minutes, so I'm gonna ease around this corner and see if we can get a different angle. And Nicole's gonna go back to where we first spotted him from and see if she can turn him back up.
This is one ornery looking buck. He's broke off every single point that he has. I was like, there's one doe, but it's just a spike. You're going wild.
That's the best buck. He's really not very big either. Well, we found a buck, and he's in all this thick brush, and I'm moving along, and I'm about 120 yards from him, but he looks pretty young. I'm actually gonna just drop my pack right here, leave my bow right here, and just stalk him, do a little practice stalk with just the camera. I just don't really need to shoot a buck like him. I can leave him here and somebody else can have a chance at him one of these days maybe, but let's get the camera out and see how close we can get. Meh. 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 Oh, that was pretty fun. I was a little more careless than I would have been if I was actually trying to kill him, but I got to about 75 yards. And then he stood up and looked at me for a minute, and then as I was getting the camera set up, he took off, but I still got some footage of him. Pretty cool buck, probably like a three-year-old maybe. But cool to see. Anyways, we'll keep looking and see what else we can find. All right, guys, it's the last day. We just got a phone call from Connor. He actually found that big buck we found in Chase the other day that has the broken front fork, so we are working over that way and we'll see what happens. One more day to make it happen, so hopefully we have some luck. Well, we're about 300 yards from those two bucks, and Connor's on the hill about 100 yards in front of us, I guess. A coyote just chased two does to where the buck last was, so we're just kind of waiting to get eyes back on him and then make him move. Found that buck this morning, and we were within about 400, 500 yards of him all morning. But the wind started to switch and started going up the draw towards him, so we had to back out, and now we're in the process of going clear up and around this big mountain so we can get above him and prepare for those thermals to switch, and then we can have the wind in our favor. We're in a great spot other than the wind started getting bad, so anyways, we're gonna try to get that into our favor and see if we can get on him. Well, passed up 3x4 at 30-ish yards and a couple other small bucks, but looped all the way around. Actually ran into some hikers coming up the draw where we were thinking the buck would be. So if he was here, he's probably long gone, and we're gonna just move on. Sucks, it's one of the biggest bucks we've seen, so we've still got half a day and go see if we can get lucky, because that's what it's gonna take at this point, some serious luck. All right guys, well, just realized I didn't really take any video last night, but the hunt ended. Tag soup, had a lot of fun. Could have killed a ton of young bucks, or shot at them at least, but screwed up on one of the target bucks, and overall had a great time chasing rutting bucks with the bow. But thanks for watching, and we're actually going out to shoot some coyotes, so if we have any luck, I'll either put that on this video or the next. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.